Get good. Two words you've probably seen or heard before, most likely in relation to Dark Souls, but maybe it was in relation to other games like Hollow Knight, Metal Gear, any game really. Whether it was directed at you or at somebody else, I can almost guarantee that the statement of get good was completely invalid and just stupid. Unless it was directed at games journalists, DSP or Wings of Redemption, for obvious reasons.
Why? Why did I go forward for?
Telling someone to get good is the modern day equivalent of L2P or learn to play. I get that sometimes it can feel like an easy response to somebody when they're struggling with a certain part of a game or a certain boss, but does it really do anything? More often than not, the answer isn't just that the player needs to be instantly better at the game. It could be that they need to practice a specific aspect, or level up, or try a different method. Come back later, take a rest, maybe watch a video or read a strategy guide. Maybe don't use a controller you've thrown against a wall 10 times in the past half an hour. All you're gonna do by telling someone bluntly get good is to make them lose hope. It's a really common backhanded method that people use to gatekeep, to stop people from playing games a certain way. I've been seeing this a lot recently with Elden Ring. It's a hard game, and people rightly see it as an accomplishment to beat the game. Even as somebody that's got through all of From Software's Souls games, Bloodborne and Sekiro, I still struggled with a lot of this game. Some bosses absolutely kicked my ass, but I had a great time. It annoys me when people say, yeah, this game just isn't for you to somebody just because they can't beat a boss. Surely the real test of if the game is right for somebody is how much fun they're having? I agree that not every video game is going to be for a specific person. I've come to terms with the fact that fighting games aren't for me. I'm not the target audience and I don't get any enjoyment out of playing them beyond button mashing for a couple of rounds with some friends. That's fine, because I personally have made that conclusion and it should be down to each individual to state what games are or aren't for themselves. There are a lot of people that limit the way that they play difficult games, and you can see it all over the internet. You've got the classic Nuzlocke for Pokemon games, you've got level 1 runs in the Souls games, knife only in Resident Evil, no touching coins in Mario, 100% stealth and non-lethal in Dishonored, Thief, Hitman. If you walked in on a stream of somebody doing one of these challenges and they're complaining about a certain part of the game being difficult, you probably wouldn't think, oh, this game isn't for you then. And you'd be completely stupid to tell a lot of these people to unironically get good, when chances are they're way better than you. There's a funny thing that happened a few years ago on British TV where two guys went on Judge Rinder, a daytime court show, and had to settle a legal argument involving Dark Souls. One of the men bet the other that he wouldn't be able to beat Dark Souls in 1 year's time, and the forfeit would be paying £100. They got a contract together and tried to make it legal, hence the court case. It's a fair bet to make, because not everybody has a lot of time to play games, and this Thomas guy didn't even download the game because he was busy with university getting a degree in international politics. This turbo version then says this.
A degree is easier than Dark Souls. I don't have a girlfriend.
So many people are like this in gaming communities, and it sucks. Not the girlfriend part, still, kind of funny. Gatekeeping is a plague, and it's so prevalent. I don't normally talk about other YouTubers or call them out, but while doing research on some methods of gatekeeping that I might not be aware of, I came across Upper Echelon Gamer's video. Gatekeeping in gaming is natural! It's like a weird social commentary, where almost every comment is just completely missing the mark. I'll leave the video in the description for you to watch yourself and form your own opinions, but he starts by comparing gatekeeping to signs on a ski slope that indicate difficulty. Now, I've never gone skiing, so I might be wrong, but I didn't think there'd be signs making you feel bad for not being super skilled. In Elden Ring, there are lots of signposts that indicate difficulty. Fog walls indicate boss fights, these arrows show a natural progression through the game that naturally gets harder. A big dragon probably means you're gonna have to fight a big dragon. This isn't gatekeeping, this is game design. Just like the signs on a ski slope aren't a form of gatekeeping, they're just a part of ski resort design. Upper Echelon then goes on to say that players have a say in how a game works, due to developers patching the game and tweaking things, unlike how skiers don't due to a mountain simply being a mountain and being mostly unchangeable. Yes, players do have a say in how a game functions to some degree. Again, look at Elden Ring. People pointed out that maybe Radahn isn't a completely balanced boss fight for the part of the game that players were most commonly fighting him. So he got tweaked to be more fair. A lot of gatekeepers have started complaining how terrible this is, and that people need to stop complaining, otherwise they'll tweak other bosses to be easier, in particular a fight against Malenia. People are completely missing the point here. We should have faith in the developers to only tweak the game to match their vision. If the developer's opinion changes on how a boss fight should play out, then the developer has every right to change things. Why is it a bad thing that a game has been altered to make something slightly easier? What gives you the right to say what the correct experience of the game is? That's down to the developers. If you want a harder experience, then limit your gameplay habits. Don't heal, don't use summons, don't use your overpowered weapon, don't level up. If you don't want to do that and you just want the game to be harder for the sole reason that other less experienced people might be able to beat the game with more ease than you did, then you're just insecure and you need to go touch some grass. Arguments and debates about games are normal, and I can understand why somebody might not like some version updates of games, be it because AI patterns of a boss has changed or because now more loot is dropped. That's fine, but the part where you become a gatekeeper and quite frankly a dick is when you complain about these changes simply because a new subset of people will find enjoyment where you can't. In conclusion, debate all you want about games, that's cool. Don't be a cunt about it and discourage others from playing a game, no matter the reason. Well, again, unless it was directed at games journalist DSP or Wings of Redemption, for obvious reasons. Again, Upper Echelon Gamers video is in the description for you to look over yourself if you can sit through it. I mainly made this video as a small project before I finish up a video about the first Dying Light. If that sounds like something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe. See you next time.